Ever get that feeling you are being watched? That your whole life is playing out like a badly written sitcom? What if you are right? We have all heard of the fourth wall, that invisible barrier between us and the characters on our screens. But what if there's a fifth wall too? The one between us and the cosmic production team pulling the strings of our reality. In my previous video, I spoke about breaking the fifth wall in movies, where there's a world within a world in movies such as The Truman Show and The Matrix. And we must wonder whether we ourselves are a part of a cosmic Truman Show or living in a matrix. In this video, I am going to shatter that fifth wall. Back to the production team in the skies, which runs this absurd world of ours called reality. For them, it's yet another fucked up reality TV. Maybe there's a bunch of bored deities up there betting on whether you'll order pizza or salad for dinner. Just do one thing right now as this video plays out. Wherever you are, just look up and smile at the invisible camera focusing on you. That's it. You have broken the fifth wall. You are no NPC. You are the main character. But what if you could step out of yourself and witness your own life? How would you see yourself? Yeah, as a third person. In your day to day life, you experience yourself as a three-dimensional being. And unless you try something absurd as these guys did, you would see the world from a first person point of view. You do not see yourself. And even if we all divorced ourselves into two, what would be the result? One half the observer, one half the doer. I doubt you'd be very impressed with what we found, the Turtle Man. Just see the difference between playing a first person POV and a third person POV video game. If you are like me and are into role playing with the ones and zeros, you'd obsess over your video game avatar. Make sure they have the best of clothes. You greet everyone rather than antagonizing them. But in the real world, it's the other way around. It's because you get to see the character you are playing in the video games and witness every action of theirs. Despite being the doer, you are still not the doer. Try this for one day, an entire day. Try living like a third person. And I don't mean in terms of driving. Do not just experience your life, observe it. Like a gamer watching their own replay, or a director reviewing the dailies of their latest masterpiece. You are detached, objective, seeing yourself as a character in the grand narrative of existence. It might sound trippy, but it might just be the most liberating thing you ever do. And living like a third person doesn't necessarily mean that you go all Zlatan.
So there's only one Zlatan.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You know Zlatan?
All you need to do is have an out of body experience for the entire day without any pills or acid. See yourself as the doer and not be the doer. Just be an audience of your own life. Kill the ego inside. There is no self within. You are just another person like everyone else. In first person mode, we are trapped in the prison of our own mind. Every thought, every emotion, every insecurity feels like a life or death situation. But in third person mode, we zoom out. We see the bigger picture. We realize that we are not our thoughts, our feelings, or even our bodies. We are the consciousness witnessing those things. Now, this isn't about becoming some emotionless robot. It's about gaining perspective, detaching from the ego's constant drama. It's about living intentionally rather than reactively. Isn't it calming looking down at things from a rooftop? Even the way you think from a rooftop is so zoomed out. It's way calmer at the top up in the mountains. You dress up well because you want to look good to yourself when you see yourself. You go to work and the day starts on a bad note because you had to see your boss, which is like every day. But now you do not just see your boss, you see yourself with that frown, and you realize it is not the ideal way to start a day. So you choose not to be bothered. Your boss gives you some slack, but you laugh at yourself. Fuck, Takshak got screwed yet again. You find it funny. You do your job, and in the evening, you have your first date with a girl you just matched on some dating app. Generally, you would be a bundle of nerves. But when you look at yourself from the outside, the anxiety disappears. You suddenly become all charming. And even if that charm doesn't work, it becomes the first act of a rom com. A funny scene where the protagonist fails to land any of his jokes. You laugh at yourself, and you do not care about the bruised ego because you have pulled away from it. There is no ego. You can bend it all you like.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon. Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
When you find something funny in a situation, you win. Be a witness to your life in moments of praise and under the sting of criticism. Observe yourself in meditation, and even when you touch the sweet spot of singularity, hold on. For if you let go, thoughts will swiftly capture your mind, pulling you away from your witness state. Gaze upon your thoughts, neither favoring them nor opposing them. In joy or sorrow, do not seek certain thoughts, nor resist others. Let them flow as they will. You simply be a witness. You'll fall in love with yourself. I mean, it's only natural. Looking at someone every day, keeping a tab of their every action, you are bound to fall in love with them. And in this case, it is you. You are the creator and the audience. So put up a show that yourself will love you for. But here's the deal. I lived like a third person for a few days on and off, and I was in bliss. Nothing affected me. Pure solitude, a sense of detachment and oneness. It's not an easy thing to do. It's bloody difficult, almost like building a habit, or rather breaking out of one. Living in the first person POV is akin to being a smoker. Your mind will do everything in its power to pull you back into the hole. You'll have to fight with yourself in order to see yourself as a whole. In the realm of storytelling, most books are either first person omniscient, where the protagonist knows everything, every emotion. Then there's third person limited, where as a third person, the narrator knows every person's emotions, but only on a limited level. These two are by far the most popular POVs in storytelling and novels. And finally, there's third person omniscient, like time itself, where the narrator knows everyone, everything, and every emotion of every person. This is the person on the other side of the fifth wall, like some divine entity. Real life is quite the opposite though. First person POV is usually limited. You are jailed inside your own mind. It's only when you jump to a third person POV that you become omniscient. See yourself better, know yourself better, analyze. You see the bigger picture, and life becomes a game. You can experiment, take risks, and laugh at your own failures. You look up at the skies and you feel bliss. Because at the end of the day, it's just another episode of a story. And you, my friend, are the author. On that note, do you know whether you dream as a first person or you dream with a third person POV? Do you see yourself inside your dream? Or is your dream world very similar to the real life?